This episode is sponsored by Stingray Tattoo Supply. Take your shop to the next level with our premium hydraulic barber chairs built for comfort, durability, and smooth performance. Perfect for barbers and tattoo artists who demand the best. Sleek, sturdy, professional. Get yours today at stingraytattoo.net. This is the chairman and the artist, where vision meets creation. Let's talk. Ok. Let me turn on the headphones now para que me mire acá bien reportero. Buenos, okay. You ready?
Yeah.
Hello there. This is another episode. Welcome back. My name is Rafael from the chairman and the artist. The artist is going to be incognito over here hanging out. He might speak out. He might say some shit, but today, he's going to be on the sidelines. And you know what? I wish I could introduce the person and tell you she's this, she's that. But I think we only met 5 minutes ago. And I don't know shit about this girl. So she's going to have to kind of introduce herself. And then we're going to find out her life story, or find out what kind of things she does, or what her interests, or what kind of journeys, what's going on with her life, interests, ambitions. We'll figure it out. Or maybe just pinche chisme. Al estilo como ya dicen en México, pura novela. Okay, introduce yourself. ¿Cómo te llamas? What's your name?
So my name is Alma, but
You might want to put that. No.
Like
Kick back over there. I'll put the mic close to you.
Okay.
That way.
So my name is Alma, and I go by Hunnymx. I'm a Mexican artist, but I've been here most of my life. I came here when I was 5, and I worked with a lot of amazing artists here in Reno as well. También trabajo con artistas en México that are very on their journey of coming up, but I think it's so dope how life has played itself out for me, because my life used to be like a mess, like a wreck, but right now I'm chilling, just doing music and working, and I do rap, English, and Spanish, so I do both. Some of my songs are just English and some are just Spanish.
Now we're doing Spanish, Mexicano, Spanish, acá el estilo, ¿cómo le llaman? Spanglish, porque pinche, ahorita, the Spanish that I know, hijo de su puta madre, is very terrible.
Really?
Yeah. I immigrated up here from Mexico. I'm from a small town in Guanajuato, little tiny town called San Bernardo. So I immigrated over here when I was 9 years old. I was in 4th grade. And then, suddenly, I had to learn a separate language,
Was it hard for you?
And en esos tiempos, no. It was kind of easy because of the fact that you get immersed in the language. In other words, there was no TV in Spanish. There was no radio in Spanish.
Really?
Yeah, really. and there was a TV show. Well, actually, if we wanted to watch a TV or something in Spanish, we would have to drive over to Roseville, California, or Roseville or Sacramento, and go watch movies over there. That's where you would find the closest Mexican or Spanish-speaking movies.
Really?
Yes.
That's dope. Well, it isn't dope.
That's back in '79, okay?
Yeah, okay.
So now, you got nothing but English. You got English in school, you got English cartoons, everything's in English. So it took me a year, I can say, to be able to learn the language enough for me to have a conversation with another person and understand. I wasn't fully intellectual, we can say, but I could carry myself.
Yeah.
And because you got ESL, you got classes where they teach you English and you go to these classes, and and Spanish, we learned it, but by the time we go back to Mexico and speak Spanish over there, puta madre, we're learning that there's a lot of words that don't belong to us, or pretty much we made them up.
Yeah.
Like the word troca.
That's a made-up word.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I say too.
But usually the word is camioneta.
Pues sí, ¿verdad?
Pégale las brecas.
So it's like the slang.
You ever use the word brecas? Pero son frenos.
It's just the slang we make up along the way.
No, nomás eso, lo enseñan en el pinche radio, lo enseñan los pinches DJs y todo. También usan el pinche el Spanglish a lo pendejo. Usan la palabra como plomero, which según acá viene de plumber, lo usan plomero. Yo voy a México, ¿dónde está el plomero? Y todos me miran como cara de pendejo. Según muy mexicano y no sabe preguntar por el fontanero.
Oh, that's what it's called?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. I didn't know that.
Well, neither did I. So when I go back to Mexico, me miro bien pendejo. Because I think I'm speaking the right language. Y digo, no, qué chingados. Te miran como un estúpido animal. To me, that's how y la mera neta, when it comes to measuring intelligence, it's how well you speak it and how well you write it that your intelligence is measured.
Really?
Think about it.
Well, yo escribo canciones en español y te lo juro que a veces ni sé escribir las palabras, pero allá lo tonto porque es como yo lo veo. Like, it's how I view the word that I know what it says, you know what I'm saying? So when my sister goes in and looks at my writing, she's like, what is this? And I'm like, man, it is what it is. I wrote it. It's my song. It is what it is. But yeah, I don't know how to write too much in Spanish because I immigrated here when I was 5. I have 7 sisters and 1 brother.
Okay.
I come from a really big family. I have a lot of cousins in Reno, Nevada. I've never really traveled outside of Reno except to Mexico and like Idaho.
A ver, what part of Mexico?
Yo soy de Silva, Guanajuato. Saludos a Silva.
We live like only 3 miles away over there in Mexico. They're like 3 miles away from each town.
I know.
Over there, lo que llamamos Acapulco Chiquito, And al otro lado está el refugio, pero le llaman el Tacuache. En otro le llamamos el Raccoon, Guanajuato.
my friend calls it because she's from San Pancho. She's like Las Cuatro Esquinas because she's like there's only 4 streets there, and I'm just like.
But you guys got a lake. You guys got a badass little lake.
Man, it doesn't even have water anymore.
I know, but that to me that used to be the childhood.
La presa.
Next to the presa, we San Bernardo used to have a place where we had properly land where the animals could go eat.
Oh, really?
That area belonged to San Bernardo.
Oh.
So we would take the animals, so we had to go by la presa de Silva.
Oh, sí?
And there was a lot of wildlife back in the day. At least it was for me, and it was really cool.
Really?
It is sad. I heard that it's polluted now and then it's dried up or something like that.
It's dried up, yeah. I went down there last month for 2 weeks. It was just like a quick little stop because my mom didn't want to go alone, so I went along with her. And it was cool, but at the same time, I want to take a trip down there like in December, and actually like allá hay muchas fiestas en diciembre y se vive bien bonito allá en diciembre. And I'm just like, damn, I should have just waited because now I can't go in December this year. Now I have to wait.
What happened?
No hay dinero.
Oh, okay.
I have to make the money and save up.
Now you wait. Porque right now they're hunting Mexicans. Be careful.
Yeah.
Make sure you have your credentials with you. Porque anda la migra. Anyway, so you immigrated up here when you were 5, and what schools did you go to here?
I went to Veterans Elementary,
Okay.
Vaughn Middle School, and Booster High School. But then I kind of didn't really go to school, so I had to go to Washoe.
So you got into trouble.
Yeah, you could say that.
But can I say that when I say smartness is measured by writing,
Mm-hmm.
if you have a writing skill, you actually have a smartness, we can say, or intellectual.
Mm-hmm.
And the better you write, just like songwriters, this motherfucker's making so much money, they think he's a fucking genius because of the way he writes.
Really?
So music writing is a fucking genius thing.
I know you probably haven't heard any of my music, but I
No,
invite you
lately
to
I've been
listen
listening to South African music, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
How is that?
there's this group called the N Word,
Okay.
and it's they're hella creative when it comes to their art, when it comes to video. And my kid used to listen to them, and I used to watch some of their fucking crazy ass videos.
Yeah.
And it's this girl, can't remember her name, and the guy is named Ninja, and they're from South Africa. They're rappers.
Oh, they are. I
Yeah.
need to check them out.
No, these motherfuckers, they're rappers. Fuck, I can't remember her name. But these motherfuckers, when you watch their fucking videos, they're hella creative, and these motherfuckers became big time through YouTube. And right now they have a documentary on Prime, and they have a documentary. And if you get a chance, check it out. It's a fucking badass. For me, this motherfucker, not only is he intellectual when it comes to his writing and shit like that, because he writes all his rap. I'm pretty sure he's doing it, but he's also directing his videos and shit like that.
That's dope.
You know?
See, I just started doing music like about 2 years ago, but I used to write when I was 15, 16, and it's something that I really like to do, but I also like to challenge myself, porque he escribido como una ilusión. I wrote that because of a old school heartbreak, you know what I'm saying? But it's just something that I've been through. And I have canciones like No Estoy Sola. That one is really dope too. That's actually the first song that I've recorded in a studio. And it just I just like to be creative with my stuff and bring something different to the table every time. Because I've done like No Freaks Allowed, which is more of a freaky one, and then I just like to be I like to work with a lot of different artists because I like to challenge myself as well.
And where are you playing your music right now? Where are you distributing?
My music is distributed on all major platforms.
Cabrón, so we can look it up, and then there you are.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite songs that I do have out is Una Vida Loca, which I did with Wrong Day, El del Paño Negro. He's from Mexico. We actually did an international song, and it's one of my favorites. It's pretty nice.
Okay. Just to let you guys know, I'm in my 50s, 55. You know, lately with Customized World y toda la chingadera. From 1 minute I'm listening to Cartel de Santa, next minute I'm listening to the California, next minute I'm listening to the Antwerp, and then next minute I'm listening to a lot of podcasts. I've been doing a lot of podcasts mainly because I have to learn how to do this fucking craft, you know. This shit is not gonna be easy. But, you know, doing the fact that I was a tattoo artist, just like you guys, you express your art through lettering, and then
Yes.
you gotta add music. Mm-hmm. You make the music. Who's making the music?
I write. My beat maker is actually Yoster Acosta. He's really known down in Chiapas.
Okay.
He's worked with Carlos Blanco. Carlos Blanco is another major Mexican artist that's coming up.
Dude, I don't know none of these days. But anyway, I go sound like I don't like. I go to nod my head like I know what's up. Okay. Yeah. Let's keep going.
No, but my beat maker is actually pretty dope. He does videos, he produces music and does beats, and he writes his own music as well. We actually have a song coming up that is really nice, and I can't wait.
And where can they find this music? You got Mr. Spotify plug, or do you have an Instagram and they can find you from there?
They could look me up on Spotify, Apple Music as Hunnymx. Okay. It used to just be Honey.
Yeah. I'm representing over here just to let you know. Somewhere like that.
Right,
I don't know. But anyway, I'm representing your T-shirt. It's
Hunnymx.
Hunnymx.
It used to be just honey, but I had to switch it up because there was a lot of honeys, and when you would look up my music, it would never appear. So I had to make the switch.
That's gotta be a hard one to compete with, especially all the stripper clubs around here. You know,
Really?
That's not like the #1 stage name.
Really?
Honey, sprinkles. What are the other ones that you can remember about them?
I don't know.
And then every fucking waitress they call you honey, honey this, honey that, you
Yeah.
know.
It just spelled a little bit different. It's
Oh.
HUNNY. But I've noticed that either way, there's a lot of honeys on every platform. So it's Hunnymx now.
Okay, and who's doing your T-shirts? I like that.
A&E Printing. I think that's what they're A&E Printing from Reno, Nevada.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, do you have a place where you're selling your products? You got
Not yet, because I want to come out with a lot of different logos. Like this one that you have on, it's different from the one that I have.
So
Yeah, so
special collections.
these are actually the first ones that have come out
Okay.
with the Hunnymx, so they're new.
And
And people have been asking me to make sweaters, but it's getting hot now. But I've been just stepping back because I'm making a lot of music right now and working with a lot of different artists. And I kind of want to focus on that first before I start selling my merchandise. So once I do start selling it, there would be more people watching me.
now watch this. This is where Ralph makes his move and says, "By the way, did you know that I know online shopping?"
Online shopping?
In other words, I have my own online store,
Uh-huh.
and I can show you how to open up your own online store so you can have a Shopify online store.
Well, por eso nos vamos a estar
Well,
conectados.
just to let you know, I know how to do that. I actually, through my job of tattooing, I had to learn how to open up an online store.
Mhm.
So if you want to sell if you got all kinds of ideas and you already got more than 20 designs or more than 20 stuff,
Mhm.
it's really simple. And from once you get, I would say the first thing you want to do
Mhm.
is get your business license.
Okay.
You can go and apply if you live out of your house, if you live out of your home,
Mhm.
or somebody owns, your mom, your dad owns the home.
Yeah.
Then you go say to the state of Nevada, hey, I need to open an online store for I'm a hip hop artist,
My merchandise.
and I need to sell my merchandise.
Yeah.
And you get your business license for retail,
Mhm.
okay? But you tell them that you're gonna sell it on the internet. You're not gonna have a brick and mortar.
Yeah.
You're not gonna have a location.
Okay.
Okay? Okay. It's going to be on video, so follow the plan.
Okay.
But that's how it is in Nevada. In Nevada, I'm getting dry mouth from all that weed. Anyway, in Nevada, you go and apply for that, and they charge you nothing, okay?
Oh.
But they do working out of the house, no except. And then you're going to go to the state Nevada taxation and register that, hey, I want to sell my T-shirts. I want to sell my swag. I want to sell, but I also want to be able to keep track of my sales and pay taxes. Okay, Nevada says, okay, do you have your paperwork from the state of Nevada? Yes. So right here in Reno, you have the Nevada Department of Taxation. And Carson, you got the Department of Treasury, which is your state license. You need a state license, you need a city license. Okay? So your state license is, we can say, because you were doing it out of the house, it's going to be free. I just went through it. Okay? Second, you go get registered with your taxes and fill out your paperwork. You're going to tell them, hey, I'm going to open up the name of your company if it's still available online, hunnymx.com. Some merchandise, whatever,
Yeah.
You can put the name of that you want your website. And then they're going to send you to, hey, what are you going to name it? So because it's not going to be named after your original name, we can say it's a fictitious name. They call it a fictitious name. You go and register at the fictitious name over there on 9th Street. and you go in there and you tell them, hey, my name, like mine is Stingray Tattoo.
Yeah.
You know, so the company name is Stingray Tattoo, so I do that. You do the same for yours. And then you go to the city of Reno if you live in Reno, or the city of Sparks. And this is what the tricky part says. Okay, if you live in an apartment, they're gonna say we need the apartment people to be okay with this. If you want to run out of your house, if you live out of your house or your mom's house or you guys own the property,
they don't need that.
No.
And that's crazy because this year that I went to go do my taxes, he was like, you know what, you're doing music? Wow, that's cool. Like, we're gonna go ahead and set you up. And once you want to start selling your stuff, like, come to me and I'll help you. And I was like, that's dope.
Yeah, if you got somebody that knows how to do this or that, you know, I myself, this is what I kind of noticed, and it does happen. It happens just as much as it happens in the music world as it happens in the art world. There's artists that are badass motherfucking artists, but they can't sell their shit because they don't know how to sell it.
Really?
Yes. There's a lot of fucking badass painters and artists that are so good at it, but they're so shy they got no fucking idea what the value of their work is.
Yeah,
and this and that, you know?
Yeah.
In music, you do. And our shit, until we hit something big or whatever, it's a whole different monster.
Well, sometimes it's hard because, like, as an upcoming artist, it's hard to start charging for your work, let's say, you know? Or what should you charge or how it should be and stuff like that. So it's kind of hard too. Like you said, sometimes I'm like, how much should I charge? Because I know the value of my work, but I don't want a person to be like, oh no, that's too much. But at this time, like, I've already acknowledged that my work is good. You know, people like my work. And honestly, if somebody does not want to invest, and like, let's say somebody comes to me and they want me to do a feature and I let them know, like, oh, it's this much. Oh no, well, I don't want to pay you. Oh, well, there's not going to be a fee. Because at the end of the day, you have to be making some sort of money to go back into the studio yourself, you know, because it's not cheap, it's not easy, and it's pretty expensive to be making music. And you have to learn your value and tell people, like, if they're not going to pay, there's no music. You know?
Yeah, you guys got a lot of more obstacles. Like, for example, I'm a fucking, I don't just do tattoos. I do landscape photography. I do oil painting. And I do my landscape photography to the point that I went and bought a $4,000 printer because I want to fucking learn how to print and I want my fucking photos to come out the way I fucking want it.
Yeah.
You know? I don't like it when other people have a hand in my shit.
Yeah.
Or, you know, and once I know my value, I stick to my value. Like, Vodka right now, we're doing murals. We have a $2,500 minimum.
That's dope.
You know?
Yeah.
And so when we put that money out there and people hear that, oh, $2,500, these fuckers are not joking. No, we're not. This is a serious business that we're trying to build. And this is also serious art. You're getting one of a kind painting on your fucking wall, on your ceiling, or on your business. And a lot of business, you know, those murals, they're also used for advertisement. They use people right now. Most people use them to take their selfies, their picture right next to the painting of the art of the restaurant, and stuff like that. You know.
Yeah.
But I think you guys also have the same thing. The problem of what am I worth? You know.
Yeah, I mean, it just it's not even that. It's because you just have like a lot of people in your head like being like, no, don't charge that much, or no, this and that.
Oh, I love it when you got, you know what?
You got people.
Can I tell you?
Yeah.
Many months ago, I read this book. Se llama Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Yeah.
And in this book, it talks about cats and dogs. Or, how can I say, never go to ask for advice for people that know nothing about your fucking work.
Yeah.
Because all they're gonna do is why this, why that, and you don't know the fucking answer. You don't have time to answer that fucking question to them. What the fuck is it the business?
It's
You know,
it's been
if you can't afford my shit, move on.
True. Yeah.
You know, either support me or fuck off. One of the two.
100 facts. That's true.
You know, a lot of us we get misled by others when we have an idea. When me and this motherfucker, we tell people, hey, we're gonna open up a graffiti store.
Why not?
Yeah, but a lot of people, you're stupid. That's fucking, you know, that's illegal and this and that, and the city made it even hard for us to, at one point, to open out. There were kind of heavy meetings about us.
Oh, they were.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's so cool, but you're already controversial. You haven't even opened up business. But
that's when you know you're doing something right.
The thing about this book, it says that don't let others tell you what you can and can't do. Go after your dreams. Go after your goals. They don't know what you're really after. You know what you're after. For example, there's this one point where if you ask people, hey, I'm going to open up a business, they ask you one question, like, how much is it going to cost you? You should charge this. And you, motherfucker, haven't even opened up the business.
Yeah.
You know? So a lot of people, instead of encouraging you, they just tell you, be careful for the cats and dogs. They're going to be raining on you instead of supporting you. Nobody supports you. There's more cock blocking in the world than there are fucking support. Mm-hmm. And then later after you make it, then they're like, they want to take credit, like, I knew he was always going to do it. I believe in him all the way. Yep. But these motherfuckers never even bought shit from you. They still see you on the street. Oh, I can't wait to get one of your prints. But they don't buy shit from you. Because you got that shit on email. You really know who fucking buys from you, who doesn't. I mean, with my online store, that's why I really see, you know. I made a product. I made these tattoo chairs. I made a product for my crew. Yeah. And still the truth, I thought these fuckers were just kissing ass so much that they didn't want to get fired. You know, because you got grumpy rap walking around the shop all the time. Until I got other people writing reviews on my products and telling me that how good it is and this and that. Mm-hmm. Then I kept going with it. Yeah. But I can easily be even misled by my own peers, my own guys, you know, or, you know, but no, sometimes you got to follow that dream. And don't let others tell you, you know, how much charge for this. They don't even know what fucking kind of work you put into it.
Or how much money you put into it. You know what I'm saying?
Is this your art or what's going on here? Or this?
So I make this on Canva. I don't know if you guys know.
Canva? Yeah. But it's still something that you copy and paste, you create it. It's not something that it just comes out, right? Yeah. On Canva? Or is it still, you still copying and pasting and putting it together?
It's kind of like both. It just kind of like, when I did like the bee and stuff, it was from Canva, like the logo, but you know, you have to pay or something to like use their stuff. So I don't know if that's legal or not, is it?
No, look, from what I understand, I just started fucking around with Canva.
Okay.
Anyway, to tell you the truth, you know, I'm an old schooler. I mess around with Illustrator and Photoshop. Yeah. Okay, so I know Photoshop and Illustrator. Mm-hmm. That's how I make all my editing. That's how I make all my photos and all my artwork, posters, designs. All my website is designed through Photoshop and Illustrator. I fuck around with those two programs. Mm-hmm. But nowadays they got this program named Canva, which somebody just led me to it. And Canva is also like another Procreate. Procreate is a fucking program where I can grab a picture of him and grab his picture, and then I'll suddenly put these two together to make a whole different monster or whatever. But I can do that. I can grab a mermaid and put a body of a dragon or whatever. I can do all kinds of shit. And it's copy and paste. And, you know, in the world of art, people say, well, that ain't art. Well, yes, it is and it's not. Because also these people got this vision, and you have to copy and paste and see what flows and what looks properly. And now, believe it or not, it is an art form in a way, you know? Yeah. And it's also an idea that you're putting it together. And then the other one that's even hard for people to take credit, have you fucked around with AI?
Not really.
That one's scary.
Why?
Well, AI is crazy because it draws all kinds of shit. And, you know, I was paying for an AI and I got it to draw some really cool eye candy. Mm-hmm. But it's hard to take credit for something like that.
Of course, because it's, yeah. But no, I really haven't.
But I don't mind making T-shirts out of it and put it out there,
Why
even though it's
not?
not my art. I pay for the prompt, I pay for the program, I pay for the copyrights.
So you could
But
make
it's a double fucking sided sword for me. You know, it's weird.
Mhm.
¿Tienes una lighter?
That's why
Sí.
I kind of, when you asked me right now too, I said,
No.
oh, did you make this? I'm like, oh, I kind of, you know.
Well,
But I put it together to make it my own.
not only that, when you're selling products and stuff like that, some of us we put some, you know, our own art, or you drew this, or do that. You know. I also know like there's so much facilidades, so many. ¿Cómo se dice?
Easy steps.
Convenience.
Okay.
Convenience for people that there's no point in getting artistic when you can just have all this clip art that's available, and also clip art that you can have copyrights to. Because that's the other thing. You don't want to put this, and that without having the copyrights to. Because there's always somebody out there.
That's gonna be like, hey, that's mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, there's a lot of people that try to do that. You know, that try to copy art from others or stuff like that, not realizing that this shit is trash.
I used to draw back in the day, and I was pretty good at it too. Pero me salí de eso. It was just like a little. Maybe I think it was just a little phase, but I used to know how to draw pretty good. But not like a tattoo artist good.
But it's not a bad idea to include your art into, let's say, the covers of your albums and stuff like that.
I have a sister that actually does art, and she does the puntitos.
Okay.
Hace puros puntitos con plumas, like Sharpie, but they're like special pens. And she does like puntitos, and she can make like portraits of people.
Andale.
And she has done like an album cover. She actually replicated the album cover just with like pure dots. And I keep telling her like, hey, this is something you want to do. I feel like you should go ahead and put more focus onto that. And she's just like, I never have time. I'm like, dude, this is. She really likes to do it. And I don't know.
How old is she?
She's like 23, 24.
Okay. Well, let me tell you a little story of what happens to a lot of us.
Mhm.
And this is actually probably also a fork in the road for you.
Yeah.
Where me as an artist, you start doing your art, and unless you're fucking making money from it, everybody's telling you you're wasting your fucking time. Todavía andas con esas babosadas. Todavía estás dando esas estupideces. Ya ponte a trabajar. Yeah. You know, that's the kind of shit that people tell you.
Mm-hmm.
So you either go and work and say, I'm not going to draw. I also got to feed myself. So the next thing you know, you're working for Tesla. You're working for the fucking battery company or the fucking Amazon, or you're working for a casino because you got to eat.
Yeah.
But on the side, you still need to practice your music, your writing, whatever you're doing, because you gotta eat. But don't forget this, and then keep doing it and keep doing it, and then one day, chingue su madre, now I'm doing this.
Sometimes I feel like I have no time to write, but to be honest, I've had people send me like a beat in the night, and the song is finished before the day is like before the sun comes up.
So that's, no, but you know you gotta have that self drive.
Yeah.
You already have that, you know. Mm-hmm. And also, when it comes to a career, you also got marriage comes into play, boyfriend comes into play. You may not think you should be doing or not doing it. It can be an issue. Then you also got little kids. They pop up here and there. You know, puta madre. Now you got.
Everything.
Can you feed these little fuckers with your art, or do you have to go to work? That's a scary fucking part.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, it gets pretty tough.
Yeah.
Going to work, coming home, kids. It's because right now yo trabajo en la tarde.
Uh-huh.
So later this year I am thinking of going to work in the morning because I feel like I have no time for my kids. I feel like I have no time for me. Like the only days that I do go to the studio is on my days off, and I just feel like I have no time.
Yeah, but don't give up the art. It'll eventually pay off. It'll eventually happen, you know. And if you got, and if you need a way to supplement your music and this and that, and you can sell T-shirts, like I said, invest in yourself. the business license, to tell the truth,
Mhm.
it's around 350, 300.
Really? I'm gonna need you to help me
Top,
with that.
top money. Okay, top money, 350.
That's not
That
bad.
you're gonna invest. Okay.
Yeah.
The website is gonna cost you between $30 to $70 a month. If you know how to hustle a T-shirt and get people to start buying your T-shirts, if you know how to hustle your art, you can also sell your CDs, your music there straight to the public
Mhm.
without having somebody sell for you, unless you sign contract with people. I don't know. You know.
I haven't. I'm actually.
I don't know. We're about to stab people. Puta madre, you know, 'cause
I'm actually.
he just told me to stab my business partner.
I'm actually a solo artist, and I've been doing most of the things by myself. You had Famous Flaco on here the other day. He's actually a really. I met him. He brought me into his studio, and he's been like a really good help. He's actually very humble and really cool, and neta, like, es un chingón. Y me ha ayudado un chingo.
I didn't even know who this fucker was. We just stopped by one day.
Dude, he does everything.
I
cuts
told him,
hair.
hey, can I borrow your chair? We're working an experiment with a barber chair.
Yeah.
And that's how I met him.
Yeah.
I didn't even know who he is or what he was, you know, but he's somebody out there.
He's really nice.
You know?
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I mean, I'm old. I'm not keeping up with what's going on in the streets no more. I don't have my tattoo studio. Ya no me llega el chisme como me llegaba antes.
¿Por qué you know?
When you're not tattooing, you're not hearing what's going on in the neighborhood.
Okay, why aren't you tattooing anymore?
I'm trying to retire with my chairs, my tables. I make these tattoo chairs and tattoo tables for the tattoo industry.
Oh, okay, so you have a goal. You already have a set plan, what you want to
Well,
do.
mira, you know what I envy about you fuckers when it comes to music?
What?
You guys can mass produce.
What do you mean mass produce?
Well, you can come up with one song that kicks ass, and you can mass produce that song, and you can make, even if you make $1 an album, a profit. If you sell 1 million fucking albums, that's $1 million.
Yeah.
I can't do that with tattoos. It's one tattoo at a time.
Yeah.
And the older I get, the better they expect me to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm actually becoming blinder, not better, in my eyesight.
Okay.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of those things also that because you become this kind of like music in the tattoo world, I earned my place where some people want to get tattooed just because they want to get tattooed by rap. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's not just like, nobody can do what I do.
Yeah, for sure.
The same way nobody can sing your song. Nobody knows the heartache or the music, and I don't even. That's so sad that I didn't even hear none of her music. I can't even talk about none of her music because I never even listened.
We need to put a song on for him because he needs to hear my music. But
yeah,
no,
no, people. It's not about me. To tell the truth, it's getting the word out to your audience. It's getting the word out to your people that want to discover a new artist, and you already have your artist, your based audience. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, I built mine over a long time, and my tattoo audience is a whole fucking different monster.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't get to do psychiatry with your fucking clients like I do.
No, I get to write down.
Yeah, you just heard them later in the heart when the fucking song means the same thing to them, and they remember your song. Music is more impacting sometimes than a fucking tattoo.
I've had people ask me if I could write them a song. Like, if they told me their story and I write them a song, like, hell yeah.
Okay, got you. Now they want you to write somebody else's bullshit. You know? It's like, dude, fucking learn. Use AI. Have AI write it for you. Quit asking fucking talented people how to do fucking shit like that. That's stupid, man. That's fucked up. You know? Get my mones. Ay, way. No, that's cool. That's cool that you, and how long you been here in Reno doing the art? And you go back and forth and hook up with those. So you're like international too, I can see it, or
yeah,
traveling back and forth to Mexico and.
Well, I traveled to Mexico just to visit family sometimes, but I did go record down there recently with one of the producers that we had up here. He recently just went back to Mexico, and he's like, you know what, I'm out. I'm not coming back. And I hit him up, and I was like, I'm gonna be there for 2 weeks. Let's go ahead and click up and let's like re-record the song that I had. And he said, yeah. But sí, me gusta hacer inglés, español. I like to rap. That's pretty much it.
And what about now? Let's get away from the business.
Okay.
What do you guys do for fun? Where does the family go for vacation, or what's the fun
To
times?
be honest, right now I don't feel like I have any time for that, but we do like go to Lake Tahoe when the summer hits and stuff like that. Mainly because I have a lot of kids. I have 5 kids.
Okay. How
So,
old are the five of them?
ooh, 12, 9, 7, 6, and 5.
Chinga su madre.
Yeah,
They're
so.
getting ready to get in the game related.
No, my 2 oldest are playing soccer right now in their school. They actually they're like into soccer so much. They like Messi, they like Ronaldo, they're about all that. And the good
Can
thing
I
is
give
that
you
they
some
want it.
advice?
Yes.
Never give any of your kids fucking nicknames.
Desde chiquitos porque somos mexicanos.
Sí, pero when it comes to nicknames,
Yeah.
let's say if your kid is out there on the streets
Mm-hmm.
and Popo asks him, what's your street name?
Yeah.
Tell him to say his fucking real name and he doesn't have a street name.
Mm-hmm.
Because as
Oh,
soon
no,
as
my
you
kids-
say, my name is Chato, my name is El Gordo, whatever,
They
gang
don't get it.
related,
Yeah.
gang related. So, you know, just tell your kids never to fucking use a nickname around these motherfuckers because they like to do shit like that. And it's not, you know, for some reason they like to put people, the sooner your fucking kids are in the gang related shit, the sooner they can fucking interfere in your fucking life. And, you know, you're becoming, at the 12, at 13, and 15, kids are curious, kids are going to start stomping, they want to challenge themselves. And hopefully you keep them out of there with sports.
Yeah.
But, you know, unfortunately, you know, it doesn't take much. You know, even if you're hanging out with your team, you know, when it comes to, I don't know, for me, that's one of the things that I had hard growing up and, you know, raising my kids and trying to keep them out of the gang fight.
Growing up, I wish my parents would have listened to me. Like when I told them, like, hey, I want to play basketball, or hey, I want to do boxing. And they were always just like, nah, 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 nah. So, like, then I started doing bad things. And I kind of wish they would have been like, yeah, cool, you want to do this, you want to do that. But después, my life was like, whew,
And what does bad things mean?
just.
What are we talking about? What kind of narcotics are we talking about?
Just a lot
What kind of drugs were involved, or was it you chasing a boy, or what kind of bad things is bad things?
Bad.
Did you sneak out in the middle of the night? And
Yeah, pretty much. I stopped going to school, started sneaking out, and it was just por mis huevos, ¿me entiendes? Like, it wasn't even because my parents were bad parents, because they gave me everything I needed. And it was just always, like, in my life, I just felt like there was something missing.
So you're as an you know you got the shit right, but you still go create habit for you.
What do you mean?
You go create trouble,
Yeah,
even though
I
you
did.
have everything there.
I did.
But that's what we do. We do stupid shit because we're fucking 15, 16. We do stupid shit, and that's, you know.
Yeah. The only thing I am really grateful is like, le doy muchas gracias a Dios por donde estoy hoy. Because if you would have seen me like 5 years ago, you would have been like, whoa. Like, this isn't even the same person. Like, I wasn't even living at my house. I didn't have anywhere to go, type of BS. I was sleeping in a motel and just didn't care about anything, you know? And that's when, like, okay, so my dad died, and that's when he died the day before my birthday. Today's actually my birthday.
So, happy birthday. You guys gonna sing happy birthday?
I sing happy birthday.
Yeah, she's gonna have a happy birthday song.
But no, so he died the day before my birthday, and after that, like, I just went downhill. And
That's fucking dramatic. How old were you when this happened?
It was like 7 years ago. 7 years ago, so I'm 31 today.
Yeah. You're in their 20s. Damn, that's hardcore. That's also like girls, daddy's girls or whatever, you know, that they have a connection and this and that. So that's
it was tough.
Fucks up your head, fucks up your life.
It did. It messed up my life for years.
I tell people death is like you're going like this and boom, 90-degree turn. All of a sudden you change your ways, you change your methods,
Yeah, I lost my
Yeah.
job. I lost the home that I was living in, and actually, before I lost everything, I actually went to my mom and I was like, "Hey, I need to sign custody over because honestly, I'm doing bad."
Yeah.
But one of my goals for me doing music now and my motivation and why I keep doing what I'm doing and why I'm working so hard is for my kids. Because one day I'm gonna get them back. You know what I'm saying? Like we have a pact where I can still get my
You
kids
don't have
back.
your kids right now?
I live with them. I stay with them, but they're under her custody.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but me and her we came into an agreement when I gave her custody, and once I get my like life back fully together, then I get them back.
Puta madre.
Yeah.
My wife and I, we went together. I have 3 kids. Never went through anything.
Nothing like that?
Bien copión, le copié hay que decir a mi jefe. Mi jefe se casó con mi mamá. That lasted a long time, till death do them part. Mi jefe murió. Then my mom's still alive. But my dad died at old age. We're grateful that he had a good life. But at that young age, it's got to be devastating for you.
Yeah, it was. It still is.
Can I ask how he passed away, or is it something
It was just like he had diabetes for a really long time, and I think he knew how severe it was, but he never told us.
Well, it's hard to put. I think he doesn't want to put you guys through that heartache and stuff.
Yeah, because when he passed, I think he had cancer because he was doing chemo, and then all his organs just failed.
Yeah, it sucks when when you got cancer or you got something, or you got to go to the doctor, and that's when you get your real fucking what do you call? That's life in their situation. It's not an A minus, a B minus. It's like, hey, motherfucker, you're pre-diabetic or something like that.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at right now. And then I get my period now, so that means my ass was bleeding. So I get to get checked for cancer. Cancer killed people all over my family.
Yeah.
And shit like that. But there's things that should I worry my kids about this, or should I keep it to myself and and just kind of deal with it and stuff like that.
I feel like
when it comes to medical, you can't really,
I feel like you should talk to them and prepare them for what's coming.
Yeah, they already kind of know that I got stomach aliens. I tell them that I got aliens on my stomach.
Really?
And I wake up with some severe stomach aches and shit like that. That was the other reason that I needed to get away from tattooing. It's hella hard to go to work when you got stomach ache and shit like that,
Yeah.
And motherfuckers don't want to know about your fucking colon cancer and shit like that. That's not a good conversation to have at a tattoo studio,
Yeah.
So it's time to retire. It's time to move on, and But now I got to figure out, like I know how to build websites, so I sell that. I do I hook them up with a website. I set them up with a website, and then I have another motherfucker that I hooked up with. He did a website for CBD products, And mainly the reason I taught this motherfucker is because I also need him to teach me back.
Yeah.
If 2 monkeys are playing with the same fucking toy, they're going to figure out how to play with that toy and do a lot better. But if it's, I sometimes get lost because somebody, I got nobody to check my notes and this and that. My wife is not doing internet. She doesn't care to do that. So if she's not interested, she's not interested. And trying to check if I'm doing my shit right is hella hard.
Yeah.
So if I got homies like, oh, I figured this out, and then I can check my notes with another guy. That was all I'm trying to do. But at the same time, I realized that I have a talent.
Yeah.
I know how to do
a lot of things. You know how to do a lot of things. To keep it real.
No, usually, when it comes to me, I'm just a simple wetback that people think when they see me, this motherfucker just paisa as hell.
Pues por eso, like, we should not care what people
think. But I got talents, and but I don't have to prove it to nobody.
Yes.
I usually, the way I prove it to people is through me getting paid, my license, my talent. I don't have no degrees. I taught myself with this computer shit through reading books.
Reading books? Oh my god, I hate reading books, so I don't know how I'm a writer.
Oh, shit. How the fuck are you not Wait a minute.
I don't know how I'm a writer because I do not like to read. Like,
you don't read books?
I do not. Like, I've always said, school was not for me. I mean, it could be for you guys.
No,
because,
but
like,
even for entertainment, like no novelas, no.
I mean, I like to watch novelas, like La Rosa de Guadalupe.
Puta madre. That one is too PG for me. I'm the delinquent. I'm always the bad guy in all those fucking episodes. I'm the bad guy in those episodes. I mean, all the shit that I do is pretty much presented in that show, but I'm actually the bad guy. Nothing but bad morals in that show. Well, good morals, pero todo el tiempo que sale un cholo parecido a mí. Sale un criminal parecido a mí. Sale un tatuado parecido a mí.
Put you in one of my videos
No,
as
I
a
would
criminal.
think that considering you're a writer, you'd be a reader too.
No, I can't. It's not for me. I mean,
Yeah.
I love to write music. Like, music is my passion, but
But
I
music,
don't,
we're talking about Twinkle Twinkle music, or we're talking the lyrics?
the lyrics, I write my lyrics. Every song that I
Okay.
have out, let's say, Una Ilusión, I wrote that song.
Okay.
Una Vida
So
Loca,
you're the
I wrote
writer,
my
and
verse.
then you also sing it. So
So
who you got singing now?
I got myself, and for Una Ilusión, I got me and my homegirl. Her name, she goes by La Jenny. She has a beautiful voice, and I don't, so I brought her into the project because I just thought it would come out really dope, and it did.
But what's his name used to have the same situation. Jose Alfredo Jimenez, he didn't think he could sing. So that motherfucker was actually writing for Pedro Infante, Jorge Negrete. All these motherfuckers were singing his songs.
Yeah, and he was.
And then somebody said, dude, you should sing your song. And then when that motherfucker saw his song, oh shit, that motherfucker's got soul. That wasn't interpreted by Pedro Infante or these other motherfuckers that gave it their own fucking flavor. You got to hear the real Jose Alfredo Jimenez fucking heartache and shit. So,
my man tells me all the time, just sing it yourself.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this is what I'm doing right now. I hate my fucking voice, but here I am doing a podcast. I always hated my voice. I hate how I sound. But the only thing I'm doing a podcast is because people tell me I'm a good storyteller.
I'm maybe like a perfectionist kind of. So if I did it myself and I know I don't know how to sing, then I'd be like, I ain't putting this out.
That's a good quality though. I have the opposite almost. I'm an imperfectionist. I have to fucking go drive all the way to LA just to fix a fucking screw that I messed up on a chair. I drove a couple of times back and forth to LA, but I didn't do it right.
Yeah.
And it cost me a lot of fucking driving time. It cost me a lot of fucking gas. At the last fucking $30 that I had, I would go with no fucking food. All to protect my image, all to protect myself.
Really?
So yeah, I understand. The quality thing is very important. I need somebody like you on my quality team. I used to have this guy named T-Bone. He was my quality guy. Hopefully I can get him back.
Really?
Yeah.
Even some songs that I have put out and that I'm just like, this could have been better. It's just always something. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, oh, this could have been better. But it's already out.
But,
and people like
can
it.
I tell you something? Me as a tattoo artist, I never liked my art.
Really?
Fucking every other piece that I done, I fucked up.
I love my music.
But I don't like it because I see all my mistakes in it.
Yeah.
But my clients love it.
True.
My clients like what they see. They're happy. I can tell you, oh, I messed up here, I messed up there. And then about 3 years later or whatever, this same client will come by and I'll actually look at my art and like, damn, that's not, oh shit, that's one of my pieces. And then I realize I love it.
Yeah.
At the time that I'm done, I'm actually frustrated. I'm irritated.
Yeah.
I had enough of that motherfucker. So we are our worst judges when it comes to art. We should not judge ourselves.
Yeah.
The art that we create, we should just create it and let others judge us. But, having that self-esteem or having that fucking big egotistical shit of like, I kicked ass on that fucking painting, I did that. when you get to that fucking point, you're a badass. But a lot of us, we actually, fuck. That's as good as it's gonna get. I'm getting away from it because we're hating our shit, and then later we come back and then appreciate what we created. You know. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure you guys do the same thing. You know.
Yeah, I just made the song with Lil Loco. It's called The Way That It Goes. And I just put it out not too long ago. And I just like the way it's raw, you know? It sounds pretty, my vocals sound pretty raw. And I like the way that came out.
See, and who's this other guy? Who's Lil Loco?
Lil Loco, I think he's an artist. He is located in Reno right now, but I think he comes from San Francisco. I'm not sure. I'm sorry, Lil Loco, if I got that wrong.
But see, this is the thing. There's a lot of recording going on here in Reno now. Because back in the day, I never heard too much recording going on here in Reno.
I have a couple songs with Famous Flaco too.
Well, I didn't even know the fucker was like that, homie. I just go over there and bullshit and talk with him. I don't look at the rock stars that way. I'm a different, you know.
Yeah.
There was a point in my life when I used to admire all those people and this and that.
Yeah.
Then one time. Shit, I don't know what it was, but maybe in my late 30s, I went with my kid to watch a Slayer, and I got to see Behind the Smoke, and that fucking dream died.
Really?
Because back in the day when I used to fucking get fucked up on mushrooms, or just fucking go and smoke the fuck out and go into the mosh pit and seeing all the smoke and just having hella fucking fun. And enjoying all the rhythm of the music and watching these fuckers play rock and roll. And I was so into it as a fan and this and that. Mm-hmm. But one day I saw Beyond the Smoke and it fucked up my illusion anymore.
Vision.
You know, you gotta be really fucking good to get me to fucking smash it and get up and start rocking. You know, the music, when music moves you.
In some of my songs, I shout out Guanajuato. Porque soy de Guanajuato.
Yeah, you ever been in a mosh pit?
No, I don't want to be in there because I feel like if somebody like bumps into me,
see, I like Mr. Death Metal.
That's it.
I'm into.
Because I've seen that they just like and I'm like, ooh.
Mexico, ¿cómo se llaman estos cabrones? Puta madre, brujería. You ever heard of brujería?
No.
San Pancho le llaman la fuck.
No, cabrón, no de esos de brujas. No. There's a band in Mexico, a death metal band or heavy metal band. Well, actually, death metal. It's called Brujería.
Can we pause it for a little bit?
Yeah.
So can I use your bathroom?
We're going into a commercial. This is good time for a commercial.
Welcome to Graffiti City, your one-stop shop for graffiti supplies. From spray paint to markers, caps, and merch, we've got it all. Let's get creative. GraffitiCityNV.com.
This CBD-infused cream provides targeted comfort with a zesty, refreshing scent. Find your relief today at ktapothecary.com.
In case you know.
In case you didn't know.
If
I help you.
In the tattoo world, we always sooner or later deal with different artists. From musicians to...
I got these in Mexico.
Yeah.
Really cheap.
Who did that? Who did you get?
¿Cómo se llama? I forgot.
Yeah. Moth. Where's
Mo
that?
PZ, I think. He's my tattoo artist in Mexico.
I think it's
In Mexico? Damn.
You got a picture of him? A ver si lo conozco.
Yeah.
No, I can't tell. We're from the same place.
Oh, you guys are from... I thought you guys are from the same place.
Falta que sea el esposo de mi prima.
Está cerca de San Bernardo.
Ya, Moth. Se me hace que es Moth, el greñudo.
Yeah.
Ya, ese cabrón. Pues
Yeah,
allí en la casa de mi mamá Chuy. Allí abrieron la pinche su tattoo shop.
I just went down there.
Yeah, he's actually has one of
I'm gonna be like, shout out to Mom.
I hooked him up.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's actually, he's married to one of my cousins.
She's so pretty. They picked me up this time
Yeah,
when I was down in Mexico.
Well,
What a small world.
yeah, I mean,
Pinche rancho. Todos se conocen a todos.
Pues donde yo vivo, nomás son 4
when you
esquinas.
Ah, How small is it?
It's like,
Well,
how small is it, babe?
all
Carson
this,
City small? Like
small
or like Lovelock small?
It's pretty much like Lovelock.
Lovelock? Damn,
Lovelock
that's
small.
small. Everybody knows
Yeah.
already.
Like Lovelock, you
Yeah.
know? As I can say.
I can't believe you know
Lovelock,
that.
or let's say Winamaca.
That's crazy. It's like we're relatives now.
I'm gonna take a picture of us
And
and send it to him.
tu primo.
¿Qué huele, cabrones? Pinche. Oh, dude. I went in.
Yeah, this is why I don't come in, because then I start talking and then I become part of the problem.
Okay, we're back. We should go back.
Okay, let's
And
go
we
back.
can leave that part in, you know? We're back. Let's
Oh,
put
we
it
are.
on.
We're recording.
Yeah, I don't turn it off. I can just edit. You know, I just edit it. And I can show you the video before we post it. You know, and
Okay.
hopefully you guys got some commercial you guys want to plug in. Okay, we're
She could
back.
do that, no? You could plug in my video.
Yeah, we can. Hopefully,
I can do whatever.
I'm just concerned about using
I
your
do
music
everything.
and getting red flagged by YouTube. I'm trying to figure out
I think you
how to
have
make sure I get copyright.
You have to go onto
permission.
my page and put share, and then when you copy link, and before you post your video, you have to put the copy link of my video onto like the comments.
Okay.
Or
Makes
some-
sense.
Or something.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Well, maybe before we load it, we should double check with you,
Yeah.
and I'll let you check it out before we load it. But yeah, it'd be kind of cool. We can put one of your videos or some of your music inside this clip. Cause believe it or not, I'm old school and I'm fucking. I wish I was a little more money, cabrones, but I'm using fucking iMovie to edit this shit. It's so fucking 1990s technology, you know. But hopefully, pretty soon we're gonna sign up with Mr. Riverside.
Can I-
Riverside is a podcasting app.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, in other words, I'm sorry, pero I'm a computer nerd. I still talk pinche. ¿Cómo decirte? My credentials in the computer world, like you see it, as you can see, I figured out how to do Mr. Podcast and all that shit, which
You know, I always wanted to do a podcast.
I can show you. This is not a lot to invest in, and you guys should have your own podcast. It'd be kind of cool.
I wanted
Let
to make
people
a
know your
podcast.
adventures.
And like, I wanted to put other artists in my podcast.
Yeah, do that. You know, you should guys do it as a couple. Otra chismosa, I don't know, but you know, alguien que eche la pinche greña y todo. And you gotta have somebody intellectual. Then you're supposed to have I can see the Joker. You know, como pinche. I don't know if you ever seen. There's always the fucking the action figure, and there's always a fucking Joker.
Yeah.
You know, and every action figure, you always got your pendejo, you got the guy doing the goofy shit. That's how it is. So, you know, one makes the other one balance. So, you know, I gotta do una chismosa or somebody that's
My
got,
best friend.
yeah. You know,
We'll sit down and talk about life.
and then actually that'd be the best way to get your music out. You have control of your promotion and all that. There's a lot of people that are gone without really signing up with other motherfuckers.
Mhm.
And that if they know their computer stuff, if you take the time to learn your computer stuff, believe it or not, puta madre, it won't take you no more than a fucking year. But once you know the language of your computer, everything will be a lot simpler, a lot easier, and you can look up almost all kinds of information on YouTube. And when you watch these fucking videos, it'll make more sense. It'll be easier for you to understand, and then fucking attack the problem instead of monkey see, monkey do. Click here, click there, and stop the video. And what did he do? You know, you actually know what you understand what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, and it's worth it. Invest that in yourself and a little bit of business skills, such as go get yourself a business license. That way, once you have a business license, that means you got business skills. You know, now you got to show what you can do with that business license and stuff like that. But also, you'll be able to get everything and anything at wholesale. Like if you want T-shirts or you want to buy stuff that you want to print, you can because you get your IN number. EIN. What is it?
EI something.
EIN number, yeah, EIN number. you're able to apply at this company. Say I want to buy 1,000 of this or 1,000 of that, and sell them. I want to buy keychains and pay wholesale, and I don't pay retail. They have to sell you wholesale.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Those not everybody has to, but there's companies that cater to the wholesalers,
Mhm.
and then because wholesalers won't sell to you unless you have that number.
Oh, okay.
So in case you wanna venture, or you guys wanna invest in that, let me know.
Hit you up.
I don't mind taking on projects like that. It's kind of fucking cool. And every time I do a project like that, I actually learn more on where I fucked up on my website or how to make my website even better
Mhm.
and this and that. And then I also, like I said, I make a little bit of money on the side. I make my cut, and then believe it or not, you're gonna pay for knowledge, but that knowledge is gonna be computer language is not gonna change a lot.
Mhm.
It's gonna stay the same.
Yeah.
And I use these books. You may have to read. Maybe we can get him to read. But somebody needs to read.
Yeah.
Reading is very important.
It is. It's super important.
I think because of the fact by reading it, you get it in your head, and once you learn the language, it's a lot easier. Listening to instructions is you always get distracted. But if you read and this and that, believe it or not, I highly encourage to invest in that, because you're gonna make your life a lot easier. People won't take advantage of you when it comes to computer financials or even you might come up with an idea that you can make something on the computer work better for you,
Mhm.
or figure out how to download some cool ass programs and shit like that can make even your music writing a little better or faster or something.
Mhm.
But I would highly encourage you to invest in computer as you're still practicing your music. Don't give up on your most of the music, but and once you learn that shit, puta madre, you're gonna have fun.
Really?
You ever play with GarageBand?
GarageBand?
Yeah.
No. Do you guys have a GarageBand? Maybe we can do
Ay,
it.
Dios mío. Oh, GarageBand is an app on Mac.
Oh, I thought you were talking about an actual GarageBand. I was gonna be like, shit, do you guys have a No.
There's something wrong with this paisa. He's talking computer language.
I was like, you guys had a GarageBand? Where?
No, GarageBand is it comes with a computer. This one.
Yeah.
It's an editing software where you can record all your music. You can add your twinkles
No,
and
really?
all that, and then you can put it also into a movie and all that shit.
Oh.
And then you can also register that computer, all that music that you're writing on that,
Mhm.
to your copyrights. So actually, all that shit is embedded in there.
Wow. I didn't know about that.
I know, because I used to be a thief, and I know how to steal and what not to steal. And that's like, oh shit, this one's got copyrights. Don't steal it, But yeah, I used to tattoo a couple of hackers.
Oh, that's... Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
in,
great.
in our world, we deal with the good guys and the bad guys.
Yeah.
And the bad guys are more want to tell you all their crime shit and how they do it. They can't wait to brag about it.
Yeah.
So we learned she does not know too much computers, so she's gonna invest in computers. We know that Rafa's too old to be listening to her music, but I highly encourage you guys to listen to her music. And then now we know that you got kids and we got problems and issues, just like every other fucking artist. We all have problems and issues. We're mentally fucked up, believe it or not.
To be honest, as long as you want to do better, hey, you could do it.
Most
You
of
know
us
what I'm
tattoo
saying?
artists are mentally fucked up, believe it or not. We
Yeah.
have some. All my guys that I work with, they were really like, we can say a couple of steps from being at the madhouse, but finally, but they're artists. They can't function in society like others.
Yeah.
So but it's so fucking cool that they have this ability to create and draw all this stuff. They just artists are people that fall out of the fucking line where everybody's going to work. You know, you're not going with the line. You're not going with the norm. And everybody wants you to be norm or this or that, you know, and which you shouldn't, you know. You're an artist. You got your own fucking destination, your own roads, your own dreams,
Yeah.
you know. What about when it comes to brujas or ghosts or aliens? Where do you stand on that? A ver, let's see let's see how much she knows about Guanajuato.
So, I actually used to tarot read.
Oh, you know how to do the tarot read?
Yes, I do.
Puta madre, so you get to see the dead people too?
No.
Oh, you don't have that power yet?
When I was really young, there was this one time, I don't know, I was laying on my couch, right?
Mhm.
And I just felt somebody like grab me and just say, "Mama." And when I turned, I saw somebody there. But so I was like maybe like 13, right? And I ran to my mom's room, and I swear that night I slept with her because I was like, okay, how the hell does somebody know my name? Because there's no way. There's no way.
And how old were you
I
at?
was like 13.
Oh, so this is not a little tiny kid. You're old enough to know what the fuck.
Yeah, and I was just like, Mom, and she's like, "Yeah," and I was like, somebody said my name. But it was it was like throughout my childhood, I would get a lot of things would happen like that, and even like when I got older, I used to get a bunch of dreams that actually would come true, and those dreams would be like bad. You know what I'm saying? Like something bad, like a death, or
Oh,
like
that's scary.
somebody going to jail or something like that. And I knew when it was a dream that would come true because I would wake up shaking.
I used to have dreams, kind of a little different, but almost kind of similar,
Yeah.
where I'll see a person in my dream, which I never. Most of us, we dream of people that we see. So I would see this person, and then I go to the store, and there's that girl right behind the checkout. Well, the person is a girl, but there's a girl right behind the checkout from my dreams. And I'm like, how the fuck did this bitch get in my dream? And I never met her, I never seen her. So that trips me the fuck out because I feel like I almost want to say that my dreams tell me I'm going to see this person in the future and shit like that.
You know, I
And-
stopped listening to my dreams a while ago because they just told me like bad things, like just stuff that would happen. And I just didn't want to deal with it anymore because at the end of the day, it was just like I would blame myself for it because I had already seen it.
Oh, fuck. And then, man, I used to, well, not anymore. I sleep with a mask in my nose.
Yeah.
Apparently, I have this thing called, I snore like a motherfucking bear. Rawr, you know? And I keep everybody awake. So finally, they did a study on me.
Mhm.
And this is my assumption of what dreams are. Dreams is a way to keep you alert and awake when you're going through stressful shit. So if you're stressing about are you going to pass a test, are you going to catch your driver license, or you're stressed out about making a house payment, you're going to have more vivid dreams.
Yes.
If you don't have stress in your life, your dreams are pretty mellow, this and that. If somebody's trying to kill you, or you know that this motherfucker or somebody, you know, your life isn't threatened, your dreams are pretty much going to be fucking nightmares because they just want to keep you alert. Anything that moves, you're going to wake up.
Mhm.
And the reason I kind of come up with this fucking bullshit is because I went to this place where they did a study on me. And they laid me on this fucking bed and they put all these electrodes on me.
Mhm.
And about an hour they woke me up and I said, "Sir, we gotta stop the thing. We're gonna let you to sleep now. But we had enough information." And he says, "You kind of broke the record. You fucking stopped breathing 72 times and within 1 hour.
Okay.
And sometimes you stop breathing for 1 whole minute." So I was actually playing how to choke myself in my own sleep or
You know what?
stop breathing. So I would have hella vivid ass dreams. And one of my dreams is I'm a serial killer.
Oh.
And I have like 17 girls out there that I've been killing now. I'm on my number 17. And I'll tell you what, waking up from those fucking dreams are so vivid that I was looking out the window and waiting for Popo to come out and get me because I feel guilty of what I done in my dream.
Yeah.
But now that I have that machine, I don't get that shit no more.
Oh, that's good.
But I think it was because my body was going through, hey, fucker, you're choking again, that was the only way I would wake up.
Yeah.
But I think the more you're stressed out in life, and if you're stressed out about your kids, you're stressed out about your career, you're stressed out about, hey, am I going to fucking bomb? You've been on stage, you get it?
I've actually, for King Little G came out, I performed.
You performed?
Yeah.
How was that? Was it?
I thought I was not going to be able to do it, so I started drinking before the show, and I did pretty good.
But it's got to be another fucking step. Okay, you can sing, you can write, but can you get out there and perform in front of a bunch of people? That's got to be
Yes.
fucking frightening as a motherfucker.
I'm actually a pretty shy person, honestly.
But that's what I'm
At least
saying.
I think.
For somebody
At
who's
least I
shy,
think.
and then you got to get out there and become the performer. You got to let people know that
I
you're
gotta let
fucking.
loose.
Yeah, you know, you got to let people know you're either angry, or you're the angry rapper, or you're the happy person, or you're the romantic,
Yeah.
or whatever the fucking song you're writing. You got to also show that emotion or something, right?
There's actually gonna be a car show, May 3rd, and I'm gonna be performing.
Cool. You guys should go. I'm not allowed to go to those places.
And we're gonna be shooting.
Many months ago, I got boycotted by some of the car clubs.
Oh damn.
So yeah, it's not a good hang up for me, but I don't give a fuck about cars. Sorry to the lowrider dudes, but it's not my fucking issue. It's not my fucking game.
I love the lowrider
Yeah,
cars.
there's a lot of good guys having good time with their cars, but I drive a fucking Toyota Tundra and I'm driving like a fucking white trash motherfucker over the hills, getting the Nevada pin striping on it and shit, I drive my truck like a fucking crazy motherfucker. I never care for vehicles.
Really?
Yeah.
We're gonna be shooting actually the Get Back video. I did a song called Get Back with Famous Flaco and the Chino, and we're gonna be doing the video after the show.
At the show?
Mhm.
Whose car are you guys using?
I don't know, whoever wants to
Whoever
be
wants
in
to
the video.
participate,
But do you guys know La Gente Chicano Wear?
Mm.
La Gente?
The one over here,
In Sparks, I think?
right there on the Prater.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
they're
haven't
actually,
been to that one. We went to the other one, homie, huh? Yeah.
actually my first video, Una Ilusión, was recorded outside their store,
Mhm.
and we didn't even know about it. I just love the art. I think it was done by Edwin, and it was pretty dope. I was supposed to record in the Tipsy Bar, but we hadn't planned anything. We hadn't told them anything. And we called them. They said, yeah, just give us a minute. They never called us back, which is fine, because we got to record outside La Gente Chicano Wear, and it's a pretty dope mural. And they said it's made for their dad.
Oh, okay.
And su grandpa. So I hit them up and I was like, oh look, we shot outside your store, and they were so happy, and they actually supported that video a lot. So thank you to La Gente Chicano Wear, and yeah.
Cool. See, I know homie Edwin many months ago.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, me and that fucker will go back long ways.
Yeah. That's.
Yeah, I think he's been playing the art worlds ever since I started tattooing. He was tattooing a little bit at a time. He's been always doing.
Oh, he does tattoos. I didn't know that.
Many months ago, did he tattoo a little bit?
I think so, a little bit. But
I think he
now
tattooed
he's
a little
just
bit. I can't remember.
mural.
Hey, fucker, I can't remember, but correct us if we're wrong. We're talking about you, Edwin. And we're going to probably get him in here, too.
That's dope.
You
Get
know,
him in
I
here.
know that fucker for a long time. We every other time I see him having a good time drinking, we have a good time. We bullshit. We have a lot of political shit to get out, or angry, racist shit. we just talk whatever the fuck we wanted.
When we were shooting, he
enjoy it.
actually got there. We
Yeah.
were shooting. He got there. He's like, "Hey, that's my art," and I was like, "Oh, what's your Instagram?" We exchanged. He's all like, "That's so dope."
You guys should try and give him credit when you post the videos or on the video.
How would
give
I do
credit.
that?
Well, you can put it in the description. On the description,
Uh-huh.
at the bottom, mural by Edwin.
Uh-huh.
So might be able to go back if you load it already on YouTube or whatever.
Well, it's because I have it loaded on my personal account, but
Mhm.
DistroKid made me another account which I think I could put my video on there as well. So I might go ahead and do that.
You don't have control of your YouTube channel?
Distro has it, but I have distro on my phone. So.
You need to control of your. You need to
I
take
do.
control of your social media. You can't let others.
I need you to help
That
me.
way you can post what you want, when you want, how you want. You have control. You can let these motherfuckers post for you. I mean, I can show you how to get all that under your name and all that.
It's
Or if you haven't, here I am fucking cutting people's necks again. Hey, vato, I'm sorry, but homegirl needs to learn, and she gets tattooed by the homie that lives at my grandma's house. So
yeah.
mi tía, it's not my grandma's house no more. It's mi tía Guilla's house.
Is it Malt Perez?
Yeah, actually, I don't know if you guys ever been to Sunbeds, the house where he lives.
Yeah, he tattoos me there.
Okay, that's where I grew up.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
That's dope.
that's
That's your place.
yeah, that's our place. That's my playground. It's funny as hell. You guys have been to our house in Mexico.
I was just
I mean,
there.
not even my house. They're like I said, mi tía y nosotros, pero allí nos criamos. I mean, we all, that's our landmark.
Really?
That's where I feel comfortable. I actually rather, go spend it there, even though we have my mom's has a house in La Colonia de Morelos.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, in Morelos.
I was just there, and he was giving me like some Jack, and he was like putting soda in it and whatnot. And he's like, "You want another one?" I was like, "Just give it to me straight." He's all like, "Oh, okay. You don't want no soda?" I was like, "No. We ain't gotta do all that. Just hand me it."
Yes, so much. Yeah, it's so cool to see how tattoos even have evolved, even in my own little hometown, and San Bernardo. I mean, there's tattoo studios now, we can say. My carnal first opened the tattoo studio out of my mom's house over in Morelos.
Really?
And then he shortly, because Morelos is hard over there with the colonias. People can't easily go into a colonia if you don't know people in that area and shit like that. And, if you're from
Disappear.
another colonia, you can have
Scream.
issues. Pero, later he opened up in Leon.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, my brother opened up in Leon, and then he went from Leon to he came over here to Reno, and then he went to Guadalajara, and then he had his tattoo show right now in Guadalajara.
Already. I
And,
have people from Leon hit me up recently telling me that they have a studio, and if I'm ever down there, that like I'm welcome, and I'm like, hell yeah. But like viewing my messages on Facebook, I'm never gonna find that message again. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, when I was down in Mexico, there was artists like hitting me up like, hey, let's do music.
So that's cool. People hitting you up for work. People want you to go represent or hang out or
Yeah.
Lo que está chido es que Reno en Guanajuato, they're hella connected. You know that, right?
Yeah.
La mitad de San Picho, la mitad de tu rancho está aquí.
Sí.
La
Eso
mitad
sí.
de mi rancho está aquí.
Saludos a Silva, Guanajuato.
Yeah, Silva, puro Guanajuato, puro GTO aquí. La mitad de Guanajuato está aquí, And hay a los pendejos de Guanajuato aquí. Está chido. Porque, we catch up with, it's so funny, we know the same people, we hung out in the same streets down there over here,
That's why we're gonna stay connected. So
Yeah,
you can help me out.
like I said, it'd be kind of cool because now that you also collect tattoos, maybe you can help me promote my products and stuff like that.
Always.
I'll show you. Sometimes all I need is a voiceover because your talent is the singing or the voice or, and you can say.
And even if you ever want me to like promote anything that like, I'll do it.
Yeah, well, that's what I do. I do trade work. I do business work. I get paid in cash. I get paid in weed. You'd be surprised how I get paid.
Can I get paid in tattoos? Just kidding.
I'm trying to retire, but I can hook you up with people that do tattoos. No, este cabrón y chingo. I was actually. I can't say I was the first, but I was one of the first Mexican tattoo guys here in Reno,
That's
professionally.
dope.
I can't say I was the first, but I.
You were one of them.
I used to have habla español proudly in my window, you know. And no, me, a los pendejos nos caían clientes mexicanos y todo por la huevos. And for the longest time, I was, you know, I had that little market. Y ahora hay tattoo shops a los pendejos, and they're all got 10, 20 Mexicans. A lot of them are Mexican owned and stuff.
I used to know Jay.
Jay?
Jay.
Jay, I'm a Filipino.
Sí.
Yeah.
Yo trabajaba en Sushi Pier.
Okay.
Yeah. Before they closed, it was Midtown. But yeah, I
We
worked
did-
there for
we did-
years.
We used to go over there and eat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
used
I seen you one
Sushi
time in
Pier.
Stingray. I think you were doing like my homegirls, like, you do piercings, no?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
stab people's faces all the time and all that shit. Well, actually, we used to do promotions with Sushi Pier, and
Oh,
we did one of our art shows there a long time ago. The first art show we actually did it, and it was all put together by Jay. Believe it or not, Jay fucking stepped up to the plate and did all kinds of the whole workout. All I had to go and do is do the hanging, but he did all the promotion and shit like that. Y ahorita he owns his own tattoo studio.
oh, does he?
Oh yeah, Jay, ya está allá con su Tidal Way tattoo. You know, I closed my shop when the COVID hit,
Oh, okay.
and just because all of a sudden my tattoo chairs took off. So all of a sudden, you know, China's having issues with shipping, this and that, and all of a sudden my shit was selling and this and that.
That's
And then,
good.
and then my shit got hacked, and then now I'm back to what the fuck.
Your shit got hacked?
Yeah, I lost 20,000 followers. I was beginning to feel like Moses, like walking through the desert with all my followers. Órale, cabrones, vamos!
I only have like 3
And-
followers, but I'm just kidding. No.
No, how many? Where you at on the followers? Because right now that's how we measure how famous people are. It's not about what the fuck you do. It's how many followers you got.
To be honest, on my YouTube, the one that's like for me, I have like $1.99, and on the distro one, I think I have like 25, and
Yeah. See, we gotta get those numbers up in the thousands and thousands.
yeah, on TikTok I have 6,000, and on Facebook I have 5,000.
Damn, you got more than I do.
It's because you guys know what I've
TikTok,
been.
I had to do that because my shit got hacked. I was so comfortable with well, I'm not gonna say 20,000. I rounded up. It was 18,000.
Yeah.
But these motherfuckers stole my shit. Y puta madre, I haven't been able to sell too much. And
Well, we need to start promoting it everywhere.
well, that's why I decided to do Mr. Podcast, because the only best way I can promote and talk about my product. See, everybody thinks when they see a website, they think you're rolling in the dough. They think you're making money out the ass. It's kind of like, you know, they see you dancing or singing or you doing your
They
talent.
think you have money now.
And right now, they think you already fucking got a Benz or you got your Jaguar, not knowing that you can barely fucking pay the rent, you know?
100.
You
That's
know?
true. A lot of people don't know that.
Se ilusionan.
A lot of people don't know that in the music industry, you're gonna have to at least spend. You're gonna have to spend some money, and it's gonna take some time for you to get up there. And if you don't promote your stuff the way you should be promoting it, there's no way you're gonna make it up there unless you have like a really big support system that is always going to be like posting your stuff for you. You yourself have to do that for yourself.
Yeah, it's called self-discipline. Imagine me, my wife wants me to go get a job and I refuse. I'm an artist, woman, come on. You don't understand, I gotta stay with this thing. You've been talking about this fucking chair for 16 years, you ain't done shit, it's not selling. So believe it or not, you know. And I'm over there fucking stalking my website. Oh, you know, it can be fucking very frustrating, but I don't give up.
And don't give up,
You know?
because that's going to be one of the best sellers.
I already
if
seen it.
anything.
I already seen it take off. Actually,
Yeah.
homie's got one of my tables, by the way. My cousin down there. I made one of my prototypes. He's got one down there.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. They're my stuff is in Guanajuato. My brother's got it in Guadalajara.
Mm.
Okay, and I got a cousin down there where we already have the plantillas.
Oh, yeah.
So I just gotta go back there and start fabricating. Pero, you know, ahorita se puso bien gacho. Ever since my shit got hacked, I've been fucking just
You don't know how to get it back? Why don't you have one of your hacker friends like
Ay,
that?
Dios míos. If you would understand computers, the one that you can't really get a hold of is Instagram.
Oh,
They don't give a fuck about
they
you.
would have to know your password, no?
They don't give a fuck about you. Believe me. They don't give a fuck about you until you do something stupid. But believe it or not, when it comes to your account of shit getting hacked, ain't nobody there to answer the phone. If you don't know your computer shit, you're fucked, which you don't. And most of us, even if we think we know our computer shit, these motherfuckers, they don't give a fuck about you. Straight up, you know? I'm surprised I even got a fucking phone call from Google. When it comes to computers, you better know your fucking ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta, because ain't nobody there. They took all the fucking phones away. They want you to do everything.
On the computer.
Yes. And,
It's stressful, too.
well, you know, nobody wants to fucking talk by phone. Everything's by chat.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to communicate by texting and shit like that. It's so fucking weird for me to sell a $3,000 product to texting.
Mm-hmm.
How the fuck do you trust a Mexican? Back in the day, I wouldn't fucking, nobody would trust me with shit. Now I got people trusting my stuff across country and this and that based on text. And people are so surprised when I call them. They don't even want to be bothered with a phone call.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm one of those people.
It's fucking weird.
I hate it when people call me. It's either you talk to my face or you text me.
La madre. This is so weird. That's the one I'm complaining about right here.
No, I'll make sure to answer your call.
But I don't know. If you call any fucking business right now, everything's automated. Everything, you know, you can hardly get anybody live anymore. So it's, you know, and luckily I got AI. AI does all my texting, my writing for me, so I don't sound so pendejo. I use AI like a motherfucker.
Really?
Oh yeah, that way I don't look like a pendejo, because that's how I'm being judged. I'm being judged by my writing skills.
Do you know the only thing I would use AI for, just thinking about it right now, is probably making like, let's say, como una contract.
That's what he uses it
honest.
for. We've been using it for contracts, for letters, for descriptions on our videos. I've been using AI. All this video shit description that you guys are reading, that ain't me, putos, you know, that's AI. Don't even think that I'm that intelligent. I know how to use Mr. Computer, and I know how to fucking get this fucking bitch to work for me.
That's still
But
intelligent.
I ain't that intelligent. I got the computer. It's trippy because people that know me and read some of that stuff, they, motherfucker, no, you can't even spell this one and that one, because they know my spelling is so bad, you know?
But you know what I said, okay? That's what I say. Because you know, I speak Spanish and English. Me vine aquí a los 5 años. De veces yo no sé pronunciar palabras en español o en inglés. And I'm just like,
So does
but
that
you
fuck
know
up your
what I
AI?
said.
Does AI write for Spanish for you too? Le preguntas en español?
I don't really use AI.
You should fuck with it. Just don't do any of your writing for your music. But ask it to write you like you can actually tell it to even write a little biography about you, and you can tell AI, write a biography about this girl who this and that, and give her little points, and you'd be surprised this bitch what it does. Within 5 minutes, no, within 1 minute, it is fucking trippy as hell. And then you're like, oh, this one almost sounds like it's true, and this and that, you know. But it helps you for people that can't fucking write.
You know what? I wrote my autobiography when I was in step 2.
Ah, cabrón.
Yeah, I went to rehab. That's called Step 2. It's actually one of the biggest rehabs here that helps a lot of females.
I'm not a quitter. I never quit anything. I still smoke weed. I'm just letting you know, my daddy didn't raise no quitter.
I mean,
But then again, I never got into any of that shit. I was actually, I only done mushrooms, weed, and I don't recommend this, but if you must, ecstasy. But I done ecstasy, weed, and mushrooms. And I now only stick with weed and mushrooms. I never done coke. I never done meth.
I only stick to my weed and drinks now.
Yeah, good. Yeah, weed is very functional. I mean, weed is actually something that you should do as an artist.
I actually use it for my anxiety because I used to do hardcore drugs, and I actually use weed for my anxiety. A lot of people are like, "Oh my God, why are you smoking weed?" Because it helps me.
Yeah. You should. You should never feel ashamed of weed. You know, it should be. You know, that's probably the best thing that can keep you from the other shitty stuff, the other bad stuff.
And just
You know?
keeping yourself focused as well. Just
Oh, yeah.
keep yourself very busy.
Man, I mean, fuck. I've been watching videos of these fucking guys who rap and do this and that, and they're over there smoking big old blunts. Then they go, because it takes a lot to get into that, melt into that computer, build those twinkles, doing all that fucking writing or this and that. It's not something easy. And then, you know, especially if you got motherfuckers around you that are disturbing you and you're trying to write, or I don't know if you go find your own little piece somewhere.
I usually write like after work, sometimes when I have the time and I'm not too like tired. I'll listen. I'll sit outside, listen to my music. I don't care what time it is because I get out late. I'll sit outside, listen to my music, have a little chela, whatever, you know, and just start writing. And just write and write. So, you know, on my days off when the kids are in school, those are my times. Because or else I don't have any time to write. Like at all. I'm always at work. I'm always home. I'm with my man.
Yeah, I've been listening to this fucker. I guess I'm plugging in names, but Mr. Joe Rogan on one of his shows, they talk about how these motherfuckers would write, but they would write with sleep deprivation, where they would keep themselves from trying to sleep, and then once they start hallucinating and shit like that, that's when they would write.
I have to get in
So
character.
think about, you know, if you ever wanna maybe write, but write with sleep deprivation to the point that you start hallucinating.
I'm always like that, probably. I never
okay.
have time to rest. Never.
Because a lot of artists have sleep deprivation and they draw themselves to sleep, they write themselves to sleep, you know.
Like, I like to work on my music when I'm alone. Like, put my headphones on. Hell yeah, okay. Listen to the beat. Actually, like, put myself in that mood. Because if I'm around, like, people and they're talking and we're listening to a beat, I'm just like, yeah, I'm not going to do this right now. I got to be in my...
So you need a song.
I got to be in my zone. Because once I'm in my zone, I'm not stopping. And then, like, 20 minutes, 15 minutes go by, it's done.
Does the
My verse
setting
is
matter?
It has to be quiet.
Like, can you ever go to the park or hang out by the river? And I'm trying to sit. Or does it have to be in the hood in the dark fucking alleys so you can get into the? I mean,
I think
you
once
know,
you get into the
where's your
zone,
thinking area? You know.
at my house outside. I like to be outside. I like to be in the night. My favorite is like the moon, the night, the stars. That's my peace zone.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. I wake up 6 o'clock in the morning, I'm smoking a joint, watching the fucking sunrise come up. Then I gotta think of what the fuck I'm gonna do with my day. You know, and hopefully by the time we finish that joint, then I gotta get working with whatever the fuck. You know, but
I mean, I'll smoke a little bit of weed when I'm writing, but once I'm recording in the studio, no. There's no weed going in. Like, no.
where do they got studios here in Reno? Where is that?
I actually go to Famous Baco Studio.
Oh shit! That was fucking so weird. We didn't know this fucker was on it, and we're setting up the microphones, and
Oh,
then he's telling us, yeah, I got a recording studio, this and that. We're like, just pendejos.
We're setting
We're
it
trying
up
to
wrong.
impress him with our stuff, and he's got all kinds of.
He's all has a full-on studio.
Then at one point he's all like, "You should do it like this and like that. Maybe that'll
He
work."
probably looked at you just like,
Yeah, we thought this guy was just a hairdressing guy. I mean, I thought he was just getting hair.
Yeah.
Then he starts telling me I got a recording studio. This, and we're like, motherfuckers, this whole time we're trying to impress you with a microphone.
he looked at your stuff and he was like, "That's cute."
Like, yeah, oh yeah, that's from Amazon, huh?
He's
Yeah.
got people like he's writing music, dude.
He's probably like, wait a second.
He's
He's
performing.
producing.
That just tells you how
Yeah,
I'm
you
not
produce some
I'm
of
not
my
in
music.
tune. Yeah, I'm not in tune with what's going on lately.
Actually, he has a new album coming out. It's called Somos Mexicanos, and I'm in it.
Oh, cool.
And the song that I'm in, like, he told me, he's all like, I have a room for one more song, and I was like, I gotta be,
Oh, cool.
you know, I got a friend, and I know you have a friend that I would like to work with. So, and I've actually worked with Big Jules. Big Jules is very, oh my God, I don't know if you guys have heard of Big Jules, but I feel like he is not heard of enough because his voice and just the way he writes is so dope. I know you guys haven't listened to my music, but
maybe we could get him in here.
yeah, for sure. I'll talk to him about it.
Send him a.
Yeah.
We can plug in his stuff. No, I would say let's get him in here so he can plug in his stuff and tell us what the fuck.
Yeah, we actually did a song called Down Bad, and his daughter, Sienna, is our vocalist. But Down Bad is basically about people that use, and for them to know that there is a way up. Like, if you want it, surround yourself with people that love you. I'm not going to say family, because to me, family is everything. But to a lot of people, there is no family. A lot of people don't have family that support them.
Usually, the families are they're kind of tired of your shit, so they don't help out. I didn't help out my brother. I was more of an asshole to him, and I feel bad for what I said and done and shit like that. My brother struggled, but he's coming to a brother instead of a specialist, and I'm a dick. I'm an asshole. I had to deal with the other side. I had to deal with the manipulated side. I had two of my brothers were hooked on it for 16 years only.
I started doing stuff when I was 15.
Yeah.
And it was on and off, but like, sí me perdí demasiado cuando my dad passed away, like 100%. But like, my mom has never left me alone. Like, there was a time where she was just like, I don't want to see you, I don't want to talk to you, blah, blah,
It's
blah.
hella hard. It's, as a parent to see your loved ones like that. I see my brother. It's fucking frustrating. It's disappointing. I fucking hated it, but at the same time, I couldn't help him. And I did more damage than I did help. Believe it or not,
A lot
I
of
was
people
a
gotta
dick,
know.
finally they both got clean and shit like that. I'm very grateful for both of them.
That's right.
I'm very grateful that they're doing good.
Mm-hmm.
But I suffered from the other side, and I was a dick. I was always on the defense. I was always on the fucking, and then when I did give in and gave them money or whatever, I felt like fucking asshole for giving them, knowing where it was gonna go and this and that.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a win thing for me, and I was sober. I was doing alcohol, but I did nothing like that. That's what kept me away.
Mm-hmm.
I was hella afraid of weed. I was, until I saw my motherfucking boss for years smoke weed and talk to all kinds of hierarchy motherfuckers, from lawyers to fucking medical people, nurses, and this and that, telling me about weed and
Because a lot of people
and shit like that. Then I finally, okay, I'm gonna stick with the addiction of weed. But I seen all this other fucking shit happen with some of my family members, and it's just a learning lesson for all of us. I can't stop it. I can't change it. But I was on the other side, and it sucked.
I mean, me and my sister, my little sister, actually, like, we used to get into it. But now I understand that she was right, and I was the one that was wrong. I was just hooked,
Mm-hmm.
And right now we have a wonderful relationship. And to be honest, like, I wouldn't change that for anything in the world.
Oh yeah, well sometimes it's believe it or not, it's your brothers and sisters that kind of finally accept you back and take you back, because even if you quit the shit, but you're trying to go back to the family and they give you the cold shoulder and they're assholes, I'm just gonna fucking say fuck it. I guess I'll go back into it, but the family's gotta be forgiving too. It's gotta fucking say, hey, bro, I'm glad you finally beat it or this and that. But some of us, we hold too much grudge and this and that instead of being grateful. And we even push it back right into it. We're fucking dick assholes motherfuckers sometimes,
Yeah, I mean, my sisters, I have 7 sisters. Imagine growing up in a household where you were fucking up, You were fucking up, and they were just like, every time they saw you, like, this and that, and
Big
you were just
family.
like, damn.
Where you at in the big family? Where you at? What number?
I'm the second youngest.
Oh shit, so second youngest, me too.
My mom has like 25,
You
26
come
grandchildren.
7?
Huh?
7 kids?
Who, me?
7 kids in your family, right? 7
9.
brothers and sisters?
I have 7 sisters and 1 brother.
Oh,
And
so
with
there's
me,
8.
it's 9.
That's 9. See, I come from 8. And I'm the 7th. In other words, I got a little brother that I always want to kick his ass because he always took the spotlight from. I was going to be a baby, And then this fucker's out talenting me with his artwork. He's badass. He's more muscles than me. He's in shape, and he's a rock star. He's a badass. And I'm also like hella proud because I had this fucking little brother who's just a badass, but at the same time he can still kick my ass. You know, it's like, but you know, I grew up with 8 also, so that's a big family. That's a lot of stress.
I feel like what my little sister doesn't know is that she could do whatever she wants, and I want her to know that. You know what I'm saying? She's so talented, and she just doesn't see it. And like for me, like yeah, I used to be like a really bad addict, but I'm learning, I'm growing, and I want it. You know, you gotta want it to get out of that lifestyle. You actually gotta have ambition. You gotta have goals. You gotta love yourself. Most importantly, you gotta. There's a lot of people that when I was in rehab, they were like, "Oh, your kids. You gotta do it for your kids. If I can't do it for myself, I can't do it for my kids. I'm sorry." So my biggest lesson was that I had to do it for me first, so my kids could be okay.
So how can you love others if you can't love yourself?
Yeah.
You know, if you can't figure out how to love yourself, how can you help others? Why are you gonna fucking walk around with hatred and anger in yourself and not, you know, and be able to deliver that love and tenderness to your kids?
Yeah.
That can be easy. You know?
No. And like I hated myself for the longest because when I was like on and off using, I kind of felt like, oh, maybe they would be better off without me because I hated myself for the longest because I was there physically, but mentally I wasn't there. And like I missed a lot of like good moments. But like at this point I've told myself like, you know what? Yeah, you missed a lot, but you're here now. So you gotta make up for that. And you gotta be there. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't get back the time that I lost, but I could make up. Maybe not make up the time I lost, but I could make
No,
memories and stuff with them now.
How can I say? I live on the positive side of the world, where most people live on the negative.
Yeah.
Most people complain about this, and that. Instead, I look at the positive side of things, or this or that. I try to always look at the positive, and it's hard when 90% of the world thinks negative.
I'm very negative with myself. Sometimes I'm like, I'm gonna quit. I'm not doing this anymore. Like, you know, F this, whatever. And then I get to my senses and I'm like, you're a badass. You're a chingona because you're doing this shit on your own, you know? Like, I met a lot of cool people that have helped me out and I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for them. And I'm just really thankful in the path that I'm going because I'm meeting a lot of great people.
And it's so cool. Like, you know, I was just thinking right now, wait a minute, I come from El Rancho de Samba and she comes from Silva. And we're doing an interview over here. We're talking about her struggles with music and this and that. And I'm already on the exiting side. I already lived my dreams. You haven't even lived none of it. I already lived all my dreams. I already accomplished all the things that I went after. You know, now I'm going after another demon. But you're going to capture your dream. You're going to get there.
Yeah, I feel like I'm just starting and like it's more ambition than for me to be like, nah, never mind. Because there is days, like, well, with my man, I'm just like, you know what? I'm done. Because I get tired. Like, I have to do stuff on my own and like, it's hard sometimes. But then I'm just like you said, look at it in the positive side. Like, I'm a chingona. I'm doing this shit, you know? I'm happy. I'm proud. And like, I never thought I could do this. Like, for real.
Well, it's kind of like me. There's times that I feel lonely because I got nobody to talk computer with. I got nobody to check my CSS that I do my HTML. I got to rely on that button. When I push that button, everything's going to work. If it doesn't work, I can't even, you know, and I'm an asshole. Even when my wife or my kids want to help me, as soon as they see my frustrated face, never mind, get the fuck away from me. So, you know, it's so I can kind of almost understand or relate a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, it's your dream, it's your interest. Nobody else is gonna love it more than you. Nobody else is gonna work harder for it more than you. You're the one that has to keep going with that drive and this and that. Like me, nobody works harder on my projects than me.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm constantly thinking of what I'm gonna do or how I'm gonna promote myself. Every other day, I gotta fart out a fucking idea, even for a fucking simple post, which is bullshit. You know. I don't know. Does that help you? Are you posted? How does that work with music?
It really does because so before I went down to Mexico, like on my Facebook, and I've been noticing this. Okay, I had 1,000 followers, let's say, and then when I was in Mexico, you know what? I was like, okay, I'm just gonna follow like people that are around here, like artists, blah blah blah. So I started following everybody. They started following me back, and it just keeps going. It just keeps going. Like the more that like, because I used to be like, I don't know that person. I'm not gonna friend them. But then if you wanna be somebody in this world, you have to because it just goes round and round. So if you let's say somebody sends you a friend request, you have to add that person. Then other people see you, and then that's how more people start seeing your videos. People start noticing who you are. People listen to your music. To be honest, I do post like my music all the time on my Instagram, which is already connected to my Facebook, so I don't have to post it twice. I just have to post it one time. And that saved me a lot of more time because imagine, okay, let me go on my Instagram, let me post it, let me go on my Facebook, let me post it. Nah, they actually are connected and they post to each, and it's been helping me a lot because I also put in my link and I put like tap, tap on this, and people have been noticing and people have been following and they've been supporting.
Now imagine when you got your online store. And now you got your products on Google, you got your products on TikTok, you got your products on Instagram, you got all your T-shirts on Facebook if you want it.
Yeah, a lot of people have been asking me.
And all you have to do is just post it on your website, and it goes to all of them.
Yeah. A lot of people have been asking me, but right now I'm just like.
Well, whenever you're ready to invest,
time.
I'm here to help.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whenever you guys, even if you guys don't have the money to invest, maybe we can trade in promotion.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we can agree that you guys can promote here and there or throw out the shout out on the stage to Stingray Tattoo. Believe it or not, one way or another, I'm getting my fucking name out there again. I'm getting my fucking myself out there. The tattoo world is probably like the fucking music world. It's fucking oversaturated. Yes, you guys probably have tons of artists that people can look through and this and that.
Yeah.
Same thing with tattoos, you know. And you guys probably have just as big, hard way to fight your way to the top of music, right?
I always like to support those who support me. Like, especially right now that we're like trying to make our dreams, I like to have people around me that actually do support my music, and as well I support them, because I can't have people around me that I support them and they just like turn their side to make
I can't
one
support
side.
your music because right now I haven't listened to it. Until I listen to it, then I might
Hey,
have
show it to your kids.
Yeah.
You have kids, right?
But I will support your T-shirts, your website. That's or like I said, long time ago, once I saw Beyond That Smoke, it's fucking weird as hell for me to look at rock stars as rock stars.
Well,
you guys,
just know
you
I
guys are
do
a
write
different
my
level.
own music.
But for me, it's it's kind of like I treat everybody the same, this and that. I mean, so it's hella cool when you hang out with people that are in the industry, this and that. But I'm not like super amazed. Oh my God, you're so and so, and I'm just like, hey fucker, come on, let's smoke some weed and talk about what's going on in your life.
Come on my podcast.
Well, through tattooing, I kind of learned how to do psychiatry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know how to get into people's heads one way or another. Once I figure out what your weaknesses are, or this or that.
Well, imagine me doing tarot cards. I could be bullshitting.
Oh, we should do that. We should have it. We should bring some of your tarot cards, and we should do a tarot card reading and see if we can find one of my fucking friends that passed away.
I don't do that. I don't do that. My tarot cards are different.
Well, no, don't worry. We'll find this fucker because he might know a map to some treasure. We need to find him. So we need to fucking really. He's not that scary. He's actually just a little bit on the pervert side. But all he's gonna tell you is just nasty shit that he went to do to girls. But other than that, he's a pretty good death guy. He's already dead. He can't hurt us. But we need to know the map.
I can't do none of that. I could just tell you what has happened, what's gonna happen, and nothing bad, nothing like, oh my God, you're gonna die. Nothing like that. Nothing like that.
No, we
just like, nah, don't do that, man.
Oh.
Soy católica, and
Okay.
I got my Virgin Mary over here. I got my Virgin Mary right here.
Opposites attracts. I denounced Catholic a long time ago.
And I actually stopped tarot reading because it just takes away your energy sometimes. And sometimes when you read to people that are like bad energy, it crosses over, and
Shit,
then you have a bad day.
imagine reading somebody for 3 hours as you tattoo, and then you know this fucker's got addicted to demons and shit. You're like, God damn it, motherfucker, can't wait to get rid of him. And that voodoo is right there with you.
It's like,
You
Diosito,
know,
ayúdame.
and it can pass on to you.
No, it can.
You know?
If you don't know how to protect yourself, yes, it can.
Yeah, I tattooed some fucking people that I wish I didn't tattoo and shit like that. But once you're in the middle of it, you realize, oh fuck, this guy's got evil spirits, or this guy is just no good for.
A veces luego se siente la energía cuando está la gente surrounded you. Like, you could tell.
Sometimes
Tell
Raf
the
is too
bad
high. I
vibes.
can't tell until I'm already in the fucked up situation. Like, fuck, I wish I didn't do this. Tell me, how is it that you raped this girl? How were
my
you?
God.
Yeah, that kind of demon, you know?
Yeah.
What were you going through? Wow, the fucker, you know, as I want to fucking kick his ass, but I need to know the details. Maybe I can figure out how to help out my kids. Maybe I can tell them what to look out for.
Yeah.
But, you know, and they don't tell you it's kind of rape until you kind of figure it out, or this or that. You know, you figure out some of these guys committed date rape. Through my industry, we also run into girls that been tell me their secrets. Hey, I've been touched by their uncle. I've been touched by this guy or that guy, and shit like that. And,
This world is.
and so, you know, I was kind of like, fuck. Now I got to do therapy. I thought I was just gonna do a simple tattoo, you know, and
I wouldn't be able to do that.
not a good idea.
I
It's
wouldn't be
fucking
able to.
therapy and tattooing is something that I've done in the past, and not a good idea. But because I give nothing but bad advice.
A lot of people used to come to me and tell me like their full life stories, or like sometimes when I would read them, like I would read them and they'll be like, oh yeah, this and that, and then they'll start telling me like what's been going on their whole week, and I'm just like, I don't want to know this, because at the end of the day, like I got my own life, but it would get stuck in my head. Like,
You need to do your podcast with tarot cards, and if you already got people coming and spilling the beans to you, that's all you need.
I used to
No,
read
that's all
to
you
my
need.
old manager. Like she was like, I used to do housekeeping, and she's my manager's like this. Like, can you read to me? And I'm like, yeah. Let me bring them tomorrow, and I would bring them. And then in the room, she would like, oh, there's nobody in this room. It's already clean, blah blah blah. And like everything I told her, it went down just like that.
Yeah, well,
That is
fuck,
good.
you're dealing with the evil spirits or the good spirits. Something's going on, you know. But I think that'll make a cool podcast. If once in a while you bring in your homegrown, this and that, you got the tarot reading, and if you already know how to do that, that's also a good way to promote your music, promote your stuff. You know, it's better than kissing after somebody else to put your commercial doing this when you
I
can
don't
do
like
it
to kiss
yourself.
ass.
You know, and I mean, that's the reason we're doing this. We learn from all these other podcasts that they're promoting themselves, or this and that. So like, they promote each other. A lot of comedians. So you can start promoting other Flaco, other musicians. They promote you guys too. And
Even on your breaks, you guys could put like pictures that you guys have for sales and stuff like that.
we got two right here. That's what, you know, we're gonna rotate this. Right now we're using this chichimeca over here.
Yeah.
¿Quién eres tú, cabrona? Or something like that. But it's homegirl. She's been stalking me for a while. And then we got homegirl over here, you know. But yeah, that's the way even Baca puts his art out there.
Mhm.
You know.
Because even with TikTok, you could promote yourself. Like, there's some cool videos that they do, and I just wish I had more people that I could do them with. Because, okay, like, let me do this trend, I'm gonna do it by myself. Like, sometimes you need two people, you know what I'm saying?
TikTok banned me because I did nasty shit on the video. Said nasty stuff, said nasty shit. Nasty, you know, never get to do a live video, you fucking nasty fucker. So no, But with podcasts, you can edit your stuff. And
You can't even have this on TikTok. Like, you have to cover this up. Or, like, if you're smoking, you can't have that. They'll flag your video right quick. Or if you
shout out to Modelo, I guess. We're gonna show you guys, say thank you for such a good drink. And Modelo, hopefully you're okay with this. If not, we'll get that letter, get that shit down, and then we'll do the whole flip. Okay? But for right now, I think this is legal. At least we're promoting Modelo. You know?
Shout out to my new producer, Rue.
Oh, cool. Yeah, maybe when we get out of here, you can send me some of the stuff so I spell some of the stuff right.
Uh-huh.
But before I load it, I'll show you what we done. Maybe we can put some of your music in it.
Okay, for sure.
You know. Anything else you'd like to say to the public before we call it a day?
Check out my music. I go by Hunnymx on all your major platforms, wherever you want to look for me. I do have some music coming up with El Desmadroso, Yostura Costa, and just a lot of different artists that I would like to work with. If you're an artist out there, go ahead, hit me up, because I'm willing to work with you. I want to, how do you say it?
Collaborate.
I want to collaborate and challenge myself with all these different type of music that we're going to do. DM's Chino, shout out to him too. We have a dope ass song coming out, and yeah.
Cool. Well,
And shout out to my
I
man.
know only one
Shout out
guy,
to my
Flaco.
man.
Other than that, I don't know nobody, but shout out to all those guys. Hopefully you should send me and I can spell them right. If I misspell your name, that's because I smoked too much weed that day. That's going to be my fucking excuse, so get used to it.
He's going to spell Modelo.
Yeah, we're gonna spell Modelo. Well, at least we already showed it. And let's see what Modelo.
Hey, misspell it, so then you could be like, what are you talking about? It's not even your brand.
No,
Just kidding.
No. We want to represent those. You know, these fuckers have to cross the border with 25% tariff now. You know, now I gotta charge.
Not
As a
the
Mexican,
tariffs.
I'm gonna start charging 25% more for.
Mejor vámonos todos para México.
No. Bueno, sí, a comer unas tortas bien ricas, unas cosas.
No.
Where do you have your favorite tortas, and where is your favorite place to eat and over there when you go?
En el mercado, ¿no?
El charro.
El mercado.
Tortas del charro, güey.
El charro.
Ya.
Las tortas de charro, árale.
También vamos.
Yo también fui hace poco a México.
Nosotros vamos allí a la esquina del Maguey y el San Roque, donde está la quesadilla. Allí voy a las quesadillas y a Chivo, a la cueva de Chivo.
Ya, la barbacoa. Es en el mero crucero.
Sí, en el mero crucero.
Está la casera. Es el gas station, güey.
¿Cómo
Ajá.
se llama ese? Mi mamá me lleva siempre a unos mariscos de roque.
El Roque.
¿De roque?
Es un Roque.
Yo iba a los mariscos y iba con la chaparra.
Allá dentro del mercado.
No, la chaparra estaba allá para el sur, para allá donde estaba casi el tejedor.
Oh, el tejedor.
Ya.
Que para allá está un
Ya
restaurante que
tiene
se llama
una
Las
zona.
Cocas.
Y una vez nos fuimos sin pagarle y
¿A Coca?
regresamos y le pagamos. Pues es que nos fuimos bien acá, bien happy, echando la plática. Pero supo que, no, esos cabrones al rato vienen a pagarme.
Ese
¿Sabes qué
restaurante
tenemos nuestro lugar favorito
Ya
allá?
tiene
¿verdad?
años ese restaurante.
Sí, está chido. También ahora que voy, pues mi carnal me lleva porque yo no conozco tanto, hay que decir. Así conozco, pero me hago meses, y aunque no me toca
San
que
Pancho no ha
meses.
cambiado, yo me acuerdo que no ha cambiado nada. Nomás la matadera la que se ha
Ay,
cambiado.
güey, no cuentes eso, güey, porque asustas a la gente.
Sí, de eso no sé.
Ok, ya nos vamos. You guys have a nice day. Say goodbye to what's your name again? Porque no, te digo que la mota hace daño para la memoria.
Me llamo Alma, pero me dicen Hunnymx.
Ok, Alma. Gracias. You guys have a nice one.
Bye.